Hey guys, it's Emily. It's Friday, April 12th, 2013. I just wanted to send out this quick video update because I don't think I'm going to be able to, I don't think you're meeting for another couple of weeks, and so I wanted to make sure that the whole group was on the same page. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things you've done so far and some of the things that are coming up. So you've spent a lot of time talking about the criteria and picking it apart and working on the outlines and creating task lists. So now it's kind of time to start putting some of that stuff to work for you. So the next phase of this self-study is actually the key phase, which is evaluation. And so this is where we are making sure that we are doing the things that we say we're doing, that we're providing backup to these things. So let's first look at the things that you have listed for your items for evaluation. So in going through the outlines, you've started to create these lists of things that you know that you need to do or to get together. So that will be kind of some of the things that you need to start on moving forward, with the idea in mind that you're still all working towards a larger goal. So in doing these task items and parsing these out and delegating these to individual people in the group, make sure you're referring back to your outlines and look at these core components and look at the talking points. Make sure that the things that you're doing are actually answering these questions, and and that way we can coordinate efforts and make sure that this is meaningful and not just something that is meaningful but won't necessarily make it into the self-study. So for example, this first one here, is talking about the fiscal and human resources and making sure that's sufficient. Well, it's one thing to just list, this is a list of our faculty and staff. This is a list of all of our technology. That's great, and we'll definitely need that for the self-study, but we need to take it a step further and evaluate whether or not that's sufficient, and whether those offerings are actually supporting what we do. And so that's the evaluation piece that we're really trying to get at, is to take it a step beyond just merely description and listing and take it to evaluation and proving those things. So that's kind of what you're going to be working on coming up. The next deadline is April 30th, and you don't have to freak out because there are two things the steering committee would like. One is sort of a progress report of where the group is at, and that is totally informal. That can be one or several members of the group coming to the next steering committee after April 30th and just talking about, these are the things that we're working on right now. We felt like these were the highest priority items. This is how we delegated it out, and this is the progress that's being made. And the other thing is in your folder I've created this evidence list, is to get an evidence list kind of together. Just a draft. It doesn't have to be complete or comprehensive. You certainly don't have to have these physically gathered at this point. But in the outline process, you should have been able to identify where there are places where you'll need documents to back up what you're saying, or where documents need to be created. So here, this is simple. Just list core component, what the evidence actually is, if it's board minutes, if it's student handbook, some kind of a title, and what does that actually support specifically. And then in the notes section, just list anything if you feel like that evidence needs reviewed as well. If it's something that needs to be created or something that you need to get together still, just go ahead and list that, and try to make this as complete as possible, just based on what you've talked about so far. But this can be, maybe you can dedicate one or two people to do this. It shouldn't take too terribly long to do, but this way we can see exactly where you're going with things and where the holes exist. So I think that is about it. At the next meeting, I will plan on being there and answering any specific questions and going over timeline and that type of thing. So I just wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page, and we are good to move forward. All right, guys, thanks so much, and I will see you at your next meeting.